Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Oner podcast, the podcast where we break down and review films all in one big, long, unbroken take. I'm Austin Archer, and with me, as always, is my childhood next door neighbor and lifelong best friend,
Kramer, England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a relief. What a palate
Oh,
cleanser.
it was. Thank goodness. Sheesh.
Yikes. If you watched our last episode, we talked to Sid and Olivia, the stars, the
Yes.
redacted stars of 2025's War of the Worlds, starring Ice Cube and Eva Longoria
Yeah.
and Olivia De Laurentiis and Sydney Heller,
Yeah.
who were cut out of the film.
Yeah. So
And
great to have them. They did. I loved all their insight.
yeah,
That was what made it worth it, because that movie still sucks.
Yeah, and they had not seen the movie when
No.
they came on our show. And I just talked to Olivia. She just watched it for the first time for a Patreon stream over on their
Yeah.
Patreon channel. And
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh wow, you guys weren't lying. Like that was the worst movie I've ever seen." And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's more things that I wanted to ask them that I didn't get to ask them. Like I
Mm.
wanted to say, like, because like as an actor, if I had been cast in 2020 in War of the Worlds that is being produced by Universal Pictures, I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Oh my god, I'm in a big movie here." Like this is a big, because I know that the last time War of the Worlds was adapted was the movie we're talking about today, which is the 2005 adaptation by Steven Spielberg starring Tom Cruise. So I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh, I'm in the next one?"
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
be, and I wanted to ask them that, like, did you initially at least feel like, "Oh, this is cool." Like this, like it's not like an indie movie being produced by a studio you've never heard of, and it's just like some indie alien invasion film and you have no idea whether or not it's going to take off.
Yeah.
It's a known property with like actual stars attached to it,
Yeah.
made by a
Yeah.
major studio.
Yeah.
So, and I did ask Olivia that, and she was like, "Yeah, initially I did feel like that." And she goes, "And then when I got the script and I started showing up to the Zoom meetings to like
Yeah.
film it, she's like, I started being like, uh-oh, this might not be very good."
Oh
And
no. What did
yeah,
I do? Yeah.
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 And then she said she sort of like forgot it existed for several years when it just didn't come out, when it didn't come
Yeah.
out for 5 years.
Yeah.
And anyway, we decided we were going to watch Steven Spielberg's movie because we needed to recover.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do our spoiler-free
Yeah.
thoughts, even though it's like this is a 20-year-old movie. So
Yeah.
you know,
Might
if
as
you
well. Might
might
as
as
well.
well, if you've never seen it and you want to watch along. What is your spoiler-free reaction to War of the Worlds 2005, Kramer?
So my reaction to this movie, spoiler free, is there's a lot of really, really good stuff in this movie. There's a lot to really love about this movie. There's great action. There's it keeps you. There's some really, really tense scenes. And as I think Sid said last week that uh, oh my goodness, Dakota Fanning she is amazing in this movie. Um, so there's some really good performances and really, really cool stuff. But overall, I'm still disappointed in the movie. There's something missing, which we will get into when we can spoil it, because so much of it has to do with the ending and just kind of the arc overall of Tom Cruise's character. There's just something for me emotionally in the movie that leaves me wanting a lot more, in a bad way. And so I think there's some stuff that I really wish they could have done better. But it's still, again, this is a fun ride. Like there's a lot of really, really cool stuff in here that's like, wow, that was pretty amazing. And most of the reviews I read are kind of like that, right? They're like, oh yeah, it's a great popcorn movie. There's a lot of fun, but it's kind of missing some of that emotional core. So that's kind of my overall thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Basically the same. I feel like I've always enjoyed this movie from the first time
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater. Every time I've rewatched it, I feel like I always like it a
Hmm.
little bit more than I remembered liking it the previous time. But you're right. There's something about the ending that always feels just a little like unfulfilling or
Yeah.
unsatisfying. And
Yeah.
also, even at the end this time, I was like, I don't like, it's not really like I don't necessarily disagree with the logic of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with like how the story resolves in a just a straight up like storytelling sense. I there, but there is something emotionally, you're right, that feels like a little unearned or
Yeah. Unearned
And
is something I was going to say as well. That's a great word.
yeah, and I can't ever quite put my finger on it because I'm like, how would I change this ending to make it feel more iconic or more
Yeah.
satisfying or to land in a really, really satisfying, really fulfilling way? And I'm not sure what the answer is because the fact of the matter is there is so much really strong craft on display here. There's
Yeah.
so much. I mean,
Yes.
Steven Spielberg is just such an accomplished and smart filmmaker. The way that
Yeah.
he works with his camera team and his lighting team and his effects team, the actors are all doing absolutely top-notch work. There are several set pieces in this film that are really riveting, and
Oh
even
yeah.
from a writing standpoint and an acting standpoint, that are really like compelling, interesting. In many ways, it's a movie that punches above its narrative weight. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the narrative could be very just straightforward and simple and just kind of like a fun, plucky alien invasion film. And this movie manages at many different moments to get a lot deeper and a lot
Yes.
more interesting than you would expect it to.
Yeah.
And then it is just that, like, at the end, you don't feel like they land it in a way
Yeah.
that feels like it's as impactful as some of those earlier
Yeah.
scenes, you know?
Yeah. I think I have an idea of how it could have ended a little more satisfying. Not to say that it would fix the whole thing, but we can get to that when we get to it. But
Let's get to it.
all right.
So
Let's do
that's our spoiler-free thoughts. If you want to watch our full thoughts, go to the full video, okay?
that. Yeah.